All right, good morning. Today is August 2nd of 2024, and this will be the daily outlook as well as review of yesterday's price action real quick. Okay, so we're definitely price has definitely been throwing me in for a loop, but um, the draw on liquidity for me has been perfect as of late. Actually, not as of late, for the most part. Um, because that's the thing. You want to grab the low hanging fruit. You want to grab the most immediate price price delivery, and then obviously because after the macros are over, you don't know really what price is going to do. Is it going to consolidate, reverse, or what is it going to do? As long as you're able to find the drawn liquidity, that's all you need. So yesterday I had a morning bias. I had a bias that I was looking for shorts because price had already swept swing highs, and so the draw for me were the lows. The only thing I didn't expect was though that it would draw all the way down to the previous day low. Same thing here, actually. Yeah, after the market closed, it did sweep the low. Um, yeah, I did not expect that to be honest, but it makes sense now because as you can see here, we had a change in the state of delivery in a daily. Here we had a gap, and it does make sense that price did draw lower. Price did rebalance this whole imbalance, and so this is technically the intermediate term high now. And this is what I was expecting all last week, and we did not get that. We got minor sweeps, um, and that's why I was hesitant to look for shorts. Although after the first stage, I was able to catch the second stage on many of these down moves, but yeah, this is the type of move I was looking for. Actually, not this severe or not this aggressive, but it is nevertheless. So on NQ, we had price draw into this imbalance, so that rebalanced itself. And as you can see here, price did close below consequent encroachment here of this gap here. Let me go ahead and delete these because I don't need these anymore, at least for now. Um, Okay, so yeah, we had constant encroachment here. We did trade into this old low here, and that's where price decided to reverse. Same thing here. Price almost rebalanced this void here, and then displaced lower. So this is the kind of intermediate term high I was looking for. On the daily, it looks like an intermediate term high as well, but I won't be trading off the based off the daily going into these lows here because I believe these lows is where price will eventually reverse and we get a draw higher after that. So again, yesterday, like I said, I was expecting a sweep of the lows first, and then I wanted for price to draw higher, but obviously we didn't get that. And once the macros are over, that's when you have to call it quits or come back for another macro to see if price is doing what you want it to do, and if it's not, figure out how you're going to fix that issue, and then trade in that trend, whichever one it's going in. So yesterday, let's take a look here at the 60-minute first. So yesterday, I noticed that price swept this low, swept this high, and so for me, the draw immediately became these lows. We had displacement lower here on the hourly, and one thing I do need to understand, or one thing I do need to keep in mind, is that when the gap is very small on a higher time frame, a lot of times it does tend to sweep one more time before it actually creates the real gap, and that's exactly what happened. So that's my fault. I wanted to get short here, and I actually did for the 0930 open, and that was my fault. I shouldn't have done that. Small loss, but yeah, that was not a good entry. Hindsight, at that specific time, it was a good entry, but obviously I got stopped out, and thankfully those were micro, so I wasn't really too worried about those. Um, and so after that, shut off my data for a bit. Actually, let's put this back up here. Yeah, shut off my data for a bit and began to look to see where price was headed. after it swept these highs. And as I explained yesterday, episode 12 of 2022 mentorship on ICT, he goes over the exact same price action, literally the exact same price action. It might obviously look different, but in terms of the intermediate term highs and the short term highs, exactly as he foretold here on this price action. So going into the 10 o'clock macro, price swept these highs. Price did not sweep this highs. That's SMT on the higher time frame. And so once you have confirmed SMT and you notice price start to deviate from the highs, that's when you zoom in. And one of the rules, obviously, is you want to get short above Midnight Open or New York Open, whichever one is closest to price action at that specific time, as long as your draw on liquidity is correct. And so that's exactly what we got right here. So I noticed price put in a new high here, never broke this high with this high, and then this low was a short-term low. Same thing here. We had a breakup structure sweep of the highs here, displaced lower. We did not create. We did create change in the state of delivery, but not market structure shift. And price came back up here, tested this tiny little gap on the lower time frame. It doesn't matter, but on the higher time frame, I will look to short wide gaps, not little ones like this one. And so once price displaced lower, we had a gap here on the 15-minute. As soon as it touched it, I realized that I remembered exactly what ICT says, and he says that's the market tipping its hand to you. And so if you look at episode 12, you'll see the exact same pattern here. You'll see a short-term low, intermediate term high, short-term high, intermediate term high, short-term high. And when the intermediate term high fails to break above short-term high, that's the market tipping its hand to you. And so once we traded into the 15-minute gap here, I got short right here at 85.75 right here, covered into these areas. And so once we were in this trade, I took a look at this one and started noticing the same concept. Price displaced lower, price started holding below this gap, and I began to look for an entry right there. So I began to look for an entry here, and on this candle, price traded higher, closed below. This candle, price is placed lower, and I actually got in at this candle right here, 10-11, right here. Price did sweep one more time, and the one thing I didn't want to see happen was I did not want to see this gap get filled. I wanted to use this as a breakaway gap. As soon as price swept this high, price is placed lower, and I ended up covering into the lows again. So those were two great trades. Yeah, great trades. I'm very happy with those. And so we come into the 11 o'clock macro. I don't see anything. Come back to the 11 o'clock macro. I don't see anything. So I just let it go. I don't see any type of setup or anything like that. I do notice that price is spooling. Spooling is when price does not necessarily offer you an entry or a setup like this one or this one. It just keeps offering low prices. And I should remember that when price is spooling, or when price shows this type of price action, price is literally it's tipping its hand to you, telling you the market is really weak. But obviously, I already had a pretty good win here, so I didn't really take that. I didn't really add any more. So I come back in the afternoon session. I don't see anything either. But then I start to remember, or not remember. It's kind of like it's kind of like one of those things where you notice spooling, and eventually you start to realize that if price continues spooling and sweeps through or draws aggressively beyond the equilibrium, that's when you can expect price to target the previous day lows, um, previous day lows. And another thing is that when price does that, the last half hour of the day is usually when price will create the low of the day. Um, and so those are one of the concepts that I remember all the time now. And so when you remember that, you begin to plan for what's going to happen for the last 30 minutes. Um, and so I began to just watch. I did have a setup here, obviously after it swept these lows, but there's no entry here. There is like on a 30-second, but I'm just not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to trade on a 30-second anymore. Actually, yesterday I did want to add on a 30-second here, and there actually was a beautiful entry here on the 30-second, but I just didn't add to it. And so yesterday we come in, price sweeps these lows. I want to get in here, but obviously there's no gap here, and when there's no gap, you cannot expect that to use just that order block if there is one. You have to have an order block sweep, and then displacement with a gap for you to jump in. And there was no entry here. I wanted to target the lows, the previous day low here on ES, swept the low, and then price started retracing. Notice how the retracement on both sides, very lethargic after it sweeps these lows. Right above these lows is a 1 hour gap here, 1 hour gap here. And what did I say? Once price retraces into equilibrium, that's when it'll start targeting the low of day, and that's exactly what happened. Price here came back into this area, closed below constant encroachment. The gap is from like here to here or something. Tapped into constant encroachment, displaced lower, creating short-term high, intermediate-term high, long-term high, intermediate-term high here. You could have entered here, or you could have entered here because price did eventually sweep these lows going into the close or after 1600. There was Apple news. That's why price swept these lows here. And so that's it for that. That was it for yesterday. So let's go ahead and go over today's price action. Today I do expect volatility still because we do have FOMC. We have yesterday's Apple news earnings after the market close. So I do expect the price to target these lows here. The only thing though is we did have displacement lower. We had displacement lower. And when you have expansion or distribution the previous day, or a long candle the previous day, the next day tends to be a day of consolidation. So I will be mindful of that. I will be looking to see if during Asia and London session we continue to displace lower, then that means that the morning New York session will be we might get consolidation. If we didn't displace lower during Asia and London, then we might expect a little more volatility, and I will be targeting the lows once again. So let's go ahead and connect and see. Ultimately, my targets are these lows. Yeah, my targets are these lows because this is the weekly low, the previous weekly low, and this is the. Let's take a look. Yep, here it is. Yep, this is previous weekly low. So if price breaks through this low, then that voids this BISI, buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. And originally I wanted my draw to be into this area. It's already rebalanced, obviously, but I do want price to at least hit extreme discount here. And if that happens, then that's when I'll really be more prone to start looking for longs. On ES, equilibrium is where I wanted. If price holds this BISI here, the same as this one here, then that's obviously SMT between these lows and these lows, and this low I expect to be down here, so that'll be SMT with NQ being a lower low, and ES being a higher low. So yeah, I do expect price to draw lower. We do have an immediate rebalance here. Obviously, when we closed yesterday, price was down here, so we will have an immediate rebalance, and price did respect this inversion gap here, and here on ES as well. Price did respect this inversion here. So we'll see. We'll see how price decides to close today. I want to see how price closes this week within this BISI here on ES. On NQ, as long as it sweeps this low, I don't care how low it goes or how how volatile prices, as long as we see it here. I will likely mostly take a trade. Just take one trade. I've had a good week. So I don't want to give up any today. And if I don't like what I see, then I'll probably just switch to paper and trade like that. But yeah, let's go ahead and see how price behaved overnight and go through our decisions that way. All right, let's connect the daily here. All right. I don't need this anymore. I'll delete those later. I can delete this one. All right, whatever. All right, so it does look like we continue to displace lower, and we almost hit equilibrium here on ES, and we hit our target here on NQ as well. We did create a sort of double bottom here, so relative equal lows. That to me means that the market will target these lows eventually. If not today, then the next couple of days. So yeah, we do. It does look like we have displacements lower. Yep, here. So the next logical lows to target will be. I'll leave that there. 8.4. Okay, let's just leave that there. And this is 5. Okay, let's leave those there. So if price sweeps through equilibrium, then I'll look for the next lows here to be targeted. We are holding above a gap here on the daily. So let's just see. Current draw right now on the daily are the lows, but that doesn't mean that the lows are the current draw on the 1 hour, 3 hour, or 4 hour, whatever you want to call it. Let's go ahead and delete. I don't need this anymore. All right, let's take a look at the 4 hour. All right, so we have displacements lower. No. Okay. All right, let's just delete it as we go. I don't think, yeah, I don't need this. You can get rid of this. You can get rid of this. We can get rid of this. Yeah, see, going into the close of day, price did go back in, swept the low. Ooh, that's right. I had a swing trade. Not on real cash, but I am in this competition. Let me go ahead and close my orders first, because damn, I should have left some limit orders to close down here. Because I got in up here somewhere on SPX. There it is. Okay, so let me just go ahead and close this. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm close on that. Okay, so yeah, let's see here. Okay, so price did sweep these relative equal lows. It did not sweep this low yet. Relative equal lows. Price did trade below that. I don't see anything here. There is a gap here. Let's take a look at this gap here. This is a 4-hour gap. Oh, not again. I forgot to save it yesterday, that's why. Alright, let's go ahead and delete this one. There we go. Alright, let me go ahead and save this. That way I don't run into this issue anymore. Alright, you know what I'm going to do? Let's go ahead and disconnect, because I do not want to trade 9:30 open anymore. And we have data missing. Oh, darn it. Alright, let's go ahead and connect, and it should resolve the issue. Alright. Okay, so it already did all that. Let's see, did it fix this issue? Nope. Let's disconnect again. I don't know why it does that. Oh, and I can delete this now. I can delete this. Alright. Son of a biscuit. Okay, let's try it one more time. If it doesn't work, then that's fine. I'll just let it go. Alright, looks like it's here to not stay. I'm gonna close that, close it back. Oh man, it's starting to become a problem. I deleted the cache. That's one of the things they asked us to do. It's really annoying. This is why I want to switch to what's the word? Why I want to switch to Trading View, because Trading View never has any of those issues. Yeah, I think I may end up doing it. I just don't like the tools in there. They're not as, I don't know. I just don't like them. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and go to the 5 minute. 5 minute. Son of a. Okay, I'm really getting pissed off now. All right. I'm just not gonna let it bother me. Okay. All right. So, because we're just going over this, so let's go over the 4 hour here. 4 hour here. Okay. All right. So, again, the only thing I do see here is that we do have an imbalance here, imbalance here. So right now, price is targeting an imbalance because it took out all of these external liquidity lows. Same thing here. Price took out all this external liquidity lows. Let's take a look at the 6 hour, 16, 6 hour, the 1 hour. Okay. Yeah, right here. Okay, so this to me is the displacement that I would aim for if price is to draw towards these highs. Again, price already swept in external liquidity lows. Same thing here, price swept external liquidity lows. So it is logical to assume that price will be targeting the highs here. But again, that's on the lower time frame. So let's see what price is doing on the 15-minute. Okay. Still, I would, again, we do have displacement. Well, not displacement. Yeah, we do have displacement overnight, or distribution overnight. We also have distribution here. So let's take a look at the 15-minute. Dealing range is declining. 15-minute dealing range is also declining. Swept these highs here. Displacement lower. So on the 15-minute, we do have a bearish displacement lower. I am not going to get short until these highs are broken, because these highs is where I would look to get short in, not this high, especially for the 0930 open. Did I disconnect? Yep, I did. So I'm just going to put this here, but obviously I'm not going to trade this imbalance here. Same thing here. I'm not going to trade this imbalance, but I want to see what price does after it sweeps these lows, after it trades above this area. Okay. Yeah, I don't see anything. I don't see a reason to get short in this area. I mean, it did sweep these highs, but here this displacement is not as meaningful as this area here. Same thing here. This is all generated liquidity, so I would expect price to sweep these highs before price started drawing lower again. So again, during the 10 o'clock macro, if price has yet to sweep these highs, then I will be looking for some sort of move higher, because this is sell side of the curve on the lower time frame, sell side of the curve, and we do have price offering higher prices, so this might be the buy side of the curve. So yeah, that's it. So that's my draw. Let's take a look at and if I wanted to get short, then I want to get short on a inclining dealing range, not a declining one. Right here. Yep. So I want to see this range get violated, so I can start looking for the shorts here. That's my only idea for now. Let's take a look at the 5-minute. Oh no, that's the darn. When did I do that? Okay, so we do have that. Do have this. So I would like for a sweep somewhere here. I would like for a sweep here somewhere. Yeah, I would like for a sweep somewhere here, or maybe up here somewhere. This could be first stage, and then we get second stage up here somewhere. First stage, second stage up here somewhere. So still no entry. I'll look to see what price does here. On the 15-minute, there are no gaps to consider, because this whole area here is a big wick. So there are no gaps. I do like here that on the 5-minute it closed. It did trade through, but it closed within and above this area as well. Here, price closed above consequent encroachment. This is not consequent encroachment. Obviously, this is the dealing range lines, but it does look like it closed above consequent encroachment. So I will be targeting the highs, but we'll see what price decides to do going into the 9:30 open and 10 o'clock macro. There was news this morning at 8:30, which happens to be FOMC. Um, so be careful because it is FOMC, and FOMC does tend to be very erratic, and a lot of the times PD arrays make no sense. So if you do take a trade, make sure that the trade is very well structured, and as long as you cross all the checks in the boxes, then you should be good. So let's go ahead and add this right here for the 15-minute, for the 5-minute. All right, so that's it for now. I don't see any other reason to get short or long. Yeah, that's it for now. So we'll see what price does. Um, I'm not looking to get short, especially not in these areas, because price has already swept enough liquidity in these areas, so I'm not looking to trade any of that. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about this. These blocks here is just retarded how sometimes data is missing. Um, let's take a look. Oh, okay, so yesterday, like I said, the reason why I got short on that competition trade was because here on the 1 minute you have a failed sweep SMT with a new high on NQ right here. Or is it this one? Never mind. Never mind. So anyways, we had a sweep above this high into this dealing range here, which is equilibrium. Price then creates intermediate term low, long-term high, intermediate term low, intermediate term high on both sides with a long-term high on this side, and then creates a gap once that intermediate term high is this place is lower. I get in on the short-term high right here, and as you can see, I left a buy stop above these highs here, and overnight it traded lower, and I covered down here. So that gives me enough thing. I don't know how the competition will go, but I'm just giving it a try. Actually, I just opened it. I don't want to open it. I need to close it. Come on. Okay, there we go. I just closed it. All right, so I'll be back at 9:45 to see where price is at that specific moment. Yep. So yeah, I'll be back at 9:45. All right, I'm back. Let's see here. What am I looking at? All right, I lost my train of thought for a second. Okay, so I was just writing my journal. My plan, again, my plan is to see if price wants to draw into these highs over here to rebalance this imbalance, and then for price to draw lower. I don't know if that happens today, but right now, the draw on liquidity are these highs to me. I want to see how price reacts within these bullish PD arrays. If price closes above this big imbalance, uh, then that's an inverse here on the 5-minute as well as the 15-minute. So we'll just leave it at that. Then I'll start looking for the second stage of distribution. If we get another sweep low, then I'm not looking. Yeah, again, I'm not looking to take any shorts. That's out of the question for me because I don't see a reason to get short. Because price has already taken these lows, multiple daily and weekly lows. And again, I do want to see a rebalance first before price decides to tackle these lows. Between this low and the previous week low that we are targeting for the draw on liquidity for the week, I will expect for these lows to get swept going into the I guess afternoon session if price sweeps these highs. Now, if price draws lower and sweeps these lows, then I'll still might be looking for a reversal because this to me is the draw on liquidity. And when the draw on liquidity happens, going into when your objective has met, price tends to let's use this as an example over here. There we go. You get the sweep lower and price retraces about 25%, I guess. Let's take a look. Yeah, let's take a look. What the hell? Okay. All right. All right. Well, almost 25%. So price does tend to retrace 25% of the whole week's range. So again, in fact, let's take a look here. All right. So yeah, it does fall in line with this gap here. So it makes a stronger case for me to tackle the highs. Let's do this one real quick because the market's about to hit the there we go. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and connect here. Again, I do want to see if I get into the second stage of that distribution. So we'll see. And let's dip into the 5-minute here. All right, let's see. I don't even know why I'm zooming in because it's gonna, once it connects, it'll zoom out or whatever. All right, not another one. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect, connect again. I'm gonna be on trading view up here. Let's see what price decides to do. I do not like this. There it is. Okay, so price did create relative equal highs. Okay, so that is perfect. I have relative equal highs. Oh no, I should be getting high. I should be getting in long right now because we do have no. All right, whatever. I'm gonna take one, especially because price is displacing higher now. Swept that low. All right, let's give it a try. My stop, it shouldn't be that. All right, because I see a perfect entry there. Okay. All right, so I did take a long because price did sweep these lows here. Now price is displacing higher. So we'll see. I want to see price close above these areas. So my objective for me are the highs. So this will be a wide stop because I am in so late, um, and my target are these highs over here. Just one contract. I wish I would have gotten in more, but unfortunately I had to disconnect. Damn, this sucks. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna keep it. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. Let's see how far my risk will be. Ooh, that's a lot of points. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it here. As long as price behaves within this gap here, then we're good. I don't care how many lows we hit. I still want to see price draw higher. And am I gonna get another chance? I'm gonna add here, and then that'll keep it. That'll bring my average down. It's not advised, but definitely not what I wanted to see on my first trade. Yeah, we had sweeps on both. And I'll keep, like I said, I'll keep my stop. I mean, we do have displacement lower here and amongst this order block here, but you got to stick with your bias. And again, I am going to add here 94. There you go. All right, I just added. And my stop, again, will be down here. A very wide stop, but and they're micro, so I'm okay with that because the risk reward is at least 1 to 2, so I'll take that. And if we sweep this low, then I will look to get back in. All right, all right. So we are seeing something at least. I want to see displacement higher. On the 15-minute, we did close above. All right, well, displacement lower. All right, so my emotions are in check now. So I'm okay with that. If we sweep these lows, then I think the drawdown here is down here. So we'll see. Yeah, we do have displacement lower here, and this is the gap that price is respecting. So we'll see. I will add one more time down here, and I'll be okay with that because then my average is down to here. I forget a couple of days ago, a few weeks ago, exact same play. Obviously, in there I was able to get a perfect entry. Here, not so much, but that's the deal of the draw. We have some sort of we have like a tiny SMT. So I'm going to take my first target here at this swing high. And this could be looked as the intermediate term high, short term high. So we'll see how price behaves here. Okay, so I would like for price to sweep this high. And if price does that, we'll see how price behaves, because this could be a 3-drive pattern. Yep, I'm not liking this. This is the last line of defense for me. I want to see if it dips into it, that's fine. But I do want to see price close above. I don't want to see price start closing below. There he goes. All right, final ad, and that's it. Okay, so that's my final ad. Last, and this is my stop. And oh man, I just realized we swept these highs, so this should have been. All right, we'll see. It does look like I'm gonna take it off. All right. So I just took it off there. Actually, no, that's SMT. Jeez. All right. All right. So I just took another one in here. Let's see. And my entry was right here. ES broke the low, NQ didn't. Because honestly, on the higher time frame, the jaw is down here, but on the lower immediate time frame, the jaw is up here. And it looks like I'm not going to get that. And that's fine. All right, so for my first target, if this one works out, will be this high, then this high, and so forth. And that'll be it for me today. I did risk a lot more than I wanted to, but that's because my data was acting like a complete turd. So again, I do want to see price draw higher. So we'll see. Let's see how price closes here. Looks like we're not going to get that. Let's see, 3 more seconds. Okay, I do like that. So if it takes this low, then I'm out. I got to take my stop. So you got nothing to do but just let things work themselves out. I do want price to close above this, because then that would be changing the state of delivery. We got 30 seconds before the hour close. Six, okay. All right. So that is the hourly. It's not my type of setup, but I do like the fact, again, I am sold on that. So I have to stick to the trade. If we sweep the lows, then we sweep the lows, and I got to take my stop. All right. Okay. All right. We're doing something, but I'm not going to trust it until it starts violating bearish PD arrays. We are closing below constant encroachment here, so I want to see price start closing above. We do have first stage SMT here, second stage SMT here, first stage SMT here, second stage SMT here. So I would like for that to be enough, but obviously it might not be. So we'll see. All right, so my first sell will be at 35.75. Where is it? 35.75, right there. So we do have change in the state of delivery. We do have a tiny gap here. I wanted to leave a gap. If it doesn't, then that'll be it. We do have 3 drive pattern here, so if it breaks this low, then I'm taking it off. Because then that, yeah, what's the word? That voids this SMT idea. That's the only reason I'm taking this trade is because of the SMT. I don't have my setup here, so yep. A couple more seconds. After this trade is done, I'll show you the trade I took, the other one that was similar to this one. Okay, I don't like that at all. So it looks like I am going to take my stop there. I may. And there it might go. All right, one more minute. All right, yep, there it goes. And as soon as we take that low, I'm out. All right, I'm out. Okay, so definitely did not like that. I could tell my emotions were high, but yeah, I am mad at myself because I did end up taking a quick one here. Let's see here. I'm glad it was micros too. Okay, not that bad of a loss. I'm okay with that. Um, Definitely still within my my loss parameters. Um, I do want to see what price does here though. We are almost 5 minutes into that area. Yeah, almost 5 minutes into the close, into the macro. So let's just see what price does. All right. I want to see what price does as soon as it takes that this low, these lows here. So let's go ahead and delete this. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this on the 15-minute. I don't see anything on the 15-minute. We are leaving just immediate rebalances. Okay. All right. So let's see. ES broke the low. NQ didn't. That could be another confirmation of SMT. Never mind. All right. So we are displacing lower. Okay. So now I want to see how price closes within this area here, within this price range. Price did close below here on the 1 minute, but on the 15-minute, I'm not seeing anything as of yet. Yep, I'm not seeing anything. All right, so it looks like price is going to this place. Okay, so I was wrong on that. Had I played the 0930 open, this turtle soup would have been a good play going into this area here. The fact that we double topped here gave me that idea, but I guess we needed to sweep these lows first, so that's fine. We're still 6 minutes into this trade. So now what I'm looking for is I'm looking for displacement higher. I do see here wicks, so I want to see how price behaves within these areas. So the objective for the week has been met. Yep, there it is. Okay, yeah, so the objective for the week has been met. So like I said earlier, the only other type of move I would like to see is a retracement back into 25% of the range. And if that happens, then I will be looking for something like this. 7 minutes into the close. What? 2.30 minutes into the close. Into the macro. So let's see. I'm still watching. If I see the 1 minute start to close above this area or within this area, then I'll move to the 5 minute, 15 minute, and so forth. But as long as price keeps closing lower, no reason. Yep, definitely caught me. I forget which one it was. I think it was a couple of weeks ago or last week where we had relative equal highs and my bias was long. I need to remember that. Let me write that on my journal. So the exit was at 10:05. My entry, well, first entry was here, 9:58. And the second entry, oh my god, this is so stupid. I shouldn't have done this one right here. But I saw this and decided to get lower. Wait, which high was this? 61.50, 61. Okay. All right, I'm okay with that. Is the 1 minute over? Oh, 5 minutes almost over. Let's see what it does here. Okay. All right, so that's it for today. On the 1 minute, we didn't get that. We still had like lower displacement lower, but on the 5, well, on the 5 minute, it did close here. But what I'm what I'm interested is I want to see how the 15-minute closes. I want to see if the 15-minute draws a wick and then closes up here somewhere. We still have about 5 minutes left, so I'm gonna keep it on for 5 more minutes, just because I want to see how the 15-minute closes. If the 15-minute closes like displacing lower, then that means I'm done for the day, and I will look to trade. Yeah, I won't look to trade anymore. I think that'll be it for me. I gave back 25% of yesterday's profit. Um, so about let's see exactly. I don't look at the my P&L until the end of the week, and it is the end of the week. So let's see. Okay, so I lost $300 on that play. Again, I was really emotional. I should have taken that stop as soon as, well, not the stop, but I should have taken it off as soon as I noticed uh, this. And the fact that we had relative equal lows here on NQ and relative equal highs here on a bearish market, price does not necessarily need to take that out, because we are heavy. So price is going to continue to seek lows until it starts seeking those highs. So now that we did meet the weekly objective, this is the last line of defense. If I'm still bullish on the weekly, this is the last line of defense. So I would like for price to touch this area and then reverse. If we do that, then I will look for a trade during the 11 macro. If we don't do that, then I'll be done for the day, for the week actually. And so yeah, that's it for the week. So I'll see you next week.